All right, I think I be live. So happy Sunday, all my Zen friends. Welcome. So happy to see you. Hopefully, you have had a great weekend and happy daylight savings time. I'm prying my eyes open. We're on an hour earlier than normal for those of you that aren't celebrating, or it's not really celebrating, right? I keep on saying celebrating, but participate in daylight savings time. Something fun we do here in the United States just to really mess with our sleep patterns. We spring forward an hour in spring, and then in the fall, we fall back an hour and get it back. So, um, for those of you that do not participate, I am appearing an hour earlier than I normally do, at least for until we fall back again. So, welcome, and if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. We do have a wonderful group of Zen friends, huge hearts, great senses of humor, two important things to have as a human character in our human adventure, but definitely this year. So, welcome. We have more room for Zen friends, so please feel welcome here. Uh, Briefly, how the free readings work. There is a description of all this in in the description box of the video that talks about the whole process of donations and free readings and all that. But for free readings, there's no special list or anything. We just go down the chat in order, first come, first serve. So all you have to do is put your question out there. If you don't want to put your business out there, then you can just request a general reading, and we'll pull 1 to 2 cards for the free readings. And then if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those, step out of the free readings. I dive deeper too, meaning I pull more cards, and you also get a little fortune cookie, extra little card on the end. And so if you're interested in that, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video. Do you have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square listed? I don't have a set dollar amount. Whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount, because I know everyone's cost of living and income all differ. A penny to one person's $1 million to one, and $1 million to one person's a penny to another. So, um, whatever you give from your heart, like I said, is the perfect amount. After that, my YouTube channel members, after donations, get second priority for their free readings. You'll see their names in green with a little badge. I have one right now. Happy Pill. Hello. Shout out to you. Um, so they get priority. And on Fridays and Saturdays, if I don't get to all the readings, I do make sure my donations and my YouTube channel members get messages that same day. It's part of their membership. Sundays are different because I always make sure to come back on, and whatever I don't complete in the 2 hours that I'm on, I go spend time with my Praying Mantis channel members, and then I come back on and finish out all readings. So Sunday we always get readings. The last 2 weekends I've been out of balance and finishing all readings, spending hours and hours and hours of coming back on because I've been wanting to. But that's not always the case, because then spirit goes, "Boy, you better balance yourself. You're gonna get sick." So I, um, I will balance sometime. But if you're interested in becoming a YouTube channel member, there's a link down below. I have 2 levels: Zen Cricket 2.99, Praying Mantis 7.99. And in addition to all that, on Thursdays we get together for 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours to do tarot readings just for my YouTube channel members. Oracle readings, past life readings. We talk astrology, whatever we want. And then my Praying Mantis members get 3 extra sessions on Friday night and Saturday night after my live sessions and after this session today. They also get advanced access to all the videos that I put out, which we're putting out quite a bit this year to help us make it this journey of humanity during this huge astrological year easier instead of harder. But, we like learning the hard way too, but at least there's tools available to you. If you there's a in the playlist in I'm sorry, in the description box of the video is a list of playlists of all the stuff that I offer, and then also on my main page at the very top is where new for 2025 playlists are, so that you can find those easily as well. One of the big things we have coming up here this next week is the Virgo. full moon lunar eclipse, and I have a video for that just came out yesterday. So it's all the fadoo. It's a huge lunar eclipse energy that's going on, and we talk about it a little bit about the energies, and then we have a reading as well. And there's a ton of other things I won't go into right now, but there's a bunch of other videos, of course, that are there. Well, I'll do one more because we have the Zen Gate that also came out for 3-3, and that'll be our energy that does help us a lot with this Earth, um, Virgo, full moon. So those are two that I'm kind of highlighting, but there's a ton out there. So if you want some extra guidance, it's all free. But my YouTube channel members do get, from my Praying Mantis do get advanced access to all those. So be sure to check those. If you're interested in that memberships, there's a link down in the description box for that too. All right. I think that's all the blah, blah, blah. I'm going to bring in the singing bowl here, and then we will get into readings. I like bringing in the singing bowl, especially this year with all that energy. This helps raise our love vibration. It helps us center ourselves. And as I'll hit it 3 times, and as I'm doing that, just imagine a giant waterfall of eternal, unconditional love energy come down and fill up your heart. And just to let it flow out into your mind and your thoughts, and into your heart and your emotions, into your energetic field and your aura and your chakras, all your energetic system, and then out into your physical body, the cells, your blood, and then flow out into the world. And as you're doing that breathing, you can also help raise your love vibration by focusing on at least one thing that you're grateful for in this moment, and just thank the Creator for it. Just let that flow from your heart. All right, so here we go. Let's dive in. Hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. She is singing up a storm today. So thank you so much for joining me in doing that. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So, hey, Moonlight. Hey, Johanna. Shout out to a couple of my YouTube channel members. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Debbie. Shout out to another of my YouTube channel members. Good to see everyone. Bright, bright, sunshiny day, right? I am having some of my mushroom coffee today to try to stay awake with uh, losing that hour. It was stolen from us, but we'll get it back. So, I'm going to be using the Wild Wood Tarot today. I've been using a different tarot deck last few days, but I felt like they needed a rest because we did a lot of readings this weekend. So I thought let's tag team in a new tarot deck. So I love this very earth energy, which is good for the Virgo energy too. All right, and let me just take a look here and make sure everything is going good here. Come on, come on. All right. Okay. We are good to go. So, I do have a few donations, so we'll start there, and then we will get going here. Let me just move this over a little bit. Don't need it quite so far away. Make this a little bigger. I can see. All right. So up first we have June at 333. Got a couple from you, and then Johanna. You'll be up after that. Hello, hello. All right. So June, good afternoon to you as well. I am doing well today. I hope you're doing well. And oh, thank you. Just let me know that the reading was spot on the recent reading regarding MS. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. The nosy reads. It looks like we're going to do some more, eh? And then Spirit's Insight helped you to understand more of the situation so that you can help support MS during. Okay, I love that. I love that. That's the a good intention of why we want to. We're not just getting in other people's business, that it is for a love, a reason rooted in love. So I love that, June. Thank you for sharing that. All right. So your first one, thank you for your first donation. What does that say? Is that the unboxing? Uh-oh. So let's take a look here and have a little deep dive read on MS and PA's current situation. All right. Let's get this party started. All right. So what does Spirit want you to know about their little drama? That's funny. Your spirit guides are hilarious. Drama, drama. All right, I got those. Okay, looks like there's a little countdown going on here. Let's see, they do want this one right here. Right there. It's trying to run away. Well, maybe that's the part of the reading. Someone is trying to run away, aren't they? Let's take a look here. And then, nope, I think that is it. So, the bottom of the deck, we do have the Wheel of Fortune coming in here. And the Wheel of Fortune being the underlying energy for this portion of the reading here is it's about, that everything that unfolds is always for us. That helps us maybe be more okay with what's going on in people's lives when we realize we're not on an out of control drama train about to leap off the tracks and explode, that everything is unfolding, for us, the tune of for us, for tune, and that sometimes our human has a hard time understanding why is this happening. And but when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, it does bring in an energy of our humans are like, oh, I get it. I see how I've learned through this, I've grown through this, that, and that it's not like a, you know, something that's just happening and, "Oh my god, it's an out of control, forest fire." That it's a controlled fire burn in our lives. Oh, I never heard that one before. I like it. Little switch up, Spirit. So, the little controlled fire is burning away things to have growth happen in both of their lives. So, we can be not as, emotionally triggered by what other people go through, when we realize, okay, it's happening for a reason, even though I can't see it yet. Maybe they can't see it yet. Eventually we will. But the Wheel of Fortune says, like, our humans will understand more about it as time goes on. So we like that foundation. Let's see what the first two cards are that came out together. All right. Wow, two major arcana coming in here. So significant changes that are happening in their life, which we kind of already knew that, but we got confirmation. We got the star card and we got the Woodward card, which is the in this particular deck, this is the strength card because it depends. Some decks will have the 8 being the strength card and 11 being the justice card, and others swap it. In this case, it's swapped, which brings in a kind of a message of its own that things that are traditionally one way are switching and being different. The pole star or the star card is about it is about balance. Number 11 is about balance too, not necessarily with the strength card, but the number 11 itself. And so there is this kind of energy of things that, well, they go out of balance quite a bit in their relationship, right? It's not like a slow, um, like a little. Sometimes you see a scale going creak, 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 going back and forth. This is more bam, 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 bam. Extremity is a good word for their relationship. And so it's not a surprise that, things go pendulum one way and pendulum all the way back and pendulum all the way. It's not something that quickly, comes to a middle ground. It's it's like I wouldn't say volatile, but it might be a good word for that too, right? You know? I like it. I'm glad you have a great sense of humor. But so this is a dream. The star card is a dream changing, clarity around what a dream come true is. And the strength card is the courage and strength that's growing from this too. So, whenever, and I'm sorry, I'm just getting pictures in my head of struggle and um, coming from a life of being the mat, always doing what everyone else wants, being submissive in a way, and always, you know, someone strong, um, kind of moving under. It's like the little exchange. They give all of this to someone, and they've done this in their life before. Imagine we're talking about MS, but they've always given to someone strong for protection to feel protected, but manipulated. They are manipulated because they give everything and they trust that they'll protect them, but it's almost like a big brother who is like, "I'll protect you, but I'm the only one that can pick on you. Anyone else, I'll protect, but I'm the one that will, abuse you in whatever way," kind of energy there. But what's changed is MS has grown stronger and stronger. All these things that have been happening, they've been evolving, they've been changing. And with this strength card and this courage card, they're realizing I'm not a child anymore. I don't need protection. I'm going to protect myself. Now, they haven't full blown, they're more like, I can take care of myself, So they are, they've been testing these waters for a while, getting stronger, getting braver, and they've really been making some big um, movement in their life and real big growth inside in their life. Um, and they're realizing their dream, there's getting clarity around this is not what I want. I want something different. And it is this boldness, this um, not hiding themselves anymore, not shrinking. They're actually growing. And so this is a lot of the energy that's going on. And, rightfully so, when we create a relationship in that kind of dynamic, when we change and we don't want it anymore, the person that we said, "This is the deal. I'm gonna give you all this and you'll protect me." When I'm like, "I don't need your protection anymore. In fact, I don't want you doing what you do to me anymore. I am standing up." They're like, "What the hell's going on?" They don't get it because they haven't really grown a whole lot. They've stayed in that dominant position, right? Where the person that was kind of almost a slave to someone in a way, um, you know, it's safe, it's comfortable, blah blah blah. But then they're like, "I can't take it anymore." It causes a ripple. It causes like a whoa, what's happening, right? So it's um, even though MS has been growing and growing, growing, PA really hadn't noticed a whole lot because they just thought everything was going to be it's the same as usual. Blah blah blah. I get what I want, and you just do what I say, And it's like you not anymore. So that's kind of this one big piece of that, and then we get into the 3, 2, 1, which is a countdown. So we'll see what's coming in next year. Okay, so the three cards together, we do have the Knight of Arrows, which would be the Knight of Swords. We have the Queen of Arrows, Queen of Swords, all these birds, and the Six of Stones, the Six of Pentacles. Interesting, being they call it exploitation on here, which so this is interesting, and because the Six of Pentacles is one of my cards, the codependency awareness card. And the Knight of Arrows, the Queen of Arrows, two of the royalty of the mind and mindsets. Queen of Arrows is balancing the head and the heart, and the Knight of Arrows is also movement of thought and belief and mindset and clarity that comes in, wanting to see things differently. And the Six of Pentacles, of course, is the energy of, growing up, feeling, like you have to give so much to receive so little. Basically, the Six of Pentacles describes a lot of the relationship I was talking about. It becomes two people going in as adults, and then it becomes a parent-child relationship instead of two adults, and that's where all this someone doesn't allow someone to give, or someone has to overgive all the time to feel like they deserve anything back. But what that ends up resulting in, excuse me, with someone will give and give and give until they're exhausted and continue to give and give and give until they're resentful, while the other person doesn't give into the relationship. They give outside of the relationship, either in like becoming a workaholic or investing their energy in all their friends or a hobby or working out or affairs, right? Because they don't feel like they can give in the relationship, so they give outside the relationship. And so there's this aha and this clarity that comes in with those swords, that this was like the a big light bulb going off, going, this is not healthy for me. And this is what's kind of triggering a lot of the stuff that's going on, right? And then the two cards that came out, let's see what we have here. All right. So we have the Great Bear, card number 20, which is the Judgment card, and the Ace of Bows, the Ace of Wands. They call it the Spark of Life. And this is the 20 card is usually like two X's, which is double endings and double new beginnings, but the Judgment card is about our higher self, bringing in clarity, seeing things from a higher perspective, and the a calling, like they're pulling us away for something else. And this Ace of Bows, definitely is this spark, this fire that's been ignited in MS about wanting to, you know, escape this cave. But, I'm reminded of like, what is it that, is it America's Got Talent? Whatever one that has like where they all can hit the button and X, and if they get three X's, they're out. Um, and I feel like they've had one big blow up before, one big blow up before, but I feel like this is the third one, right? Where it's like, this is it. The three strikes, we're out. But there's this a little bit of fear with MS because it's that bravery we were talking about, right? The stepping forward and I'm gonna do this, but then it's like, ooh, it's like a little kid who wants to run away and they get their suitcase and they go outside and they walk to the end of the block and they're like, where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? It gets scary when we are taking the action and getting there. So I sense a little bit of hesitancy, even though there was that fire burning. But whereas before, I feel like the last 2 times, the fire poofed out. That's funny, poof. This time it's not. It's like how, like, if you have, like, a candle and it blows out and it blows out, and then how you see a candle, like, the wind is blowing and it gets, "Oh, it's gonna go out," and it's like, "Nope, it comes back brighter." That's what I feel is happening now. So the last 2 times, but that's also, that's what's confusing to, PA, right? Because when we threaten to leave and we do all this stuff and we don't do it, we teach people that, "Oh, I'm crying wolf," or, "I'm just trying to get your attention. I don't really mean it," right? We teach people that when we don't go through with our threats or our, what we communicate. And I kind of feel like that's why PA is kind of like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah," "Okay," but then they're like, "Mm-mm, you know, I I, I don't think you're gonna go through with it. I think you're gonna give in again." Surprise! They're in for a surprise, aren't they? Anyway, and then the number 1 here, yeah, we have the 2 of arrows. So, this is that indecision, and this decision point that's here where I feel this is MS is, you know, standing at that fork in the road, standing at the edge of that corner going, am I gonna fall into this, old mindset and go, "Ugh, I'm too scared still?" But I feel like they're going over the other 2 times they were standing at the corner to leave, and they're like, you know, they're recalling each time I went back thinking that things are gonna be different and better. They haven't been. Why would it be any different now? And, there we go. They're reminding me of my second relationship. Bunch of shenanigans happen, and I'm just like, you know, "Let's go to counseling. Let's, do this. Let's do that." "No, no, 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 no. We don't need that. We don't know, blah, blah, blah." They kept doing all this stuff, and I'm like, so I told them, "Well, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna move back," 'cause I had moved with them out of state. I'm moving back, you know. The night before I was leaving, "Okay, I'll go to counseling. I'll go this, I'll go that," and it's like, too late. That's the kind of energy here. It's like, it's too late. You have all this time to do it, but now that you really, and I feel like this is kind of what they'll have because they're like, "No, I'm going. Well, I'll do all this stuff. I'll do the stuff." Why now? Why wait to that last minute? If you really meant it, you would have done it a long time ago. So no, right? And I kind of feel that kind of energy here. So that's kind of where we're at. But I feel like they're in that little midst of indecision. I don't feel like I feel like they're um, thinking about things just to make sure, because when you love someone, doesn't mean that you like them anymore, but you love someone, you're like, do I really want to call it quits because of all the time and the caring and the love and the you know connections and the enmeshment of each other's lives and mutual friends and blah blah blah. You take all that in consideration, and you they're weighing out the scales, but they already know what they want, but they're going through the process so that it doesn't seem like they're cold-hearted, right? Let's see, the spirit's so spot on with all of this also. What's weird is there were 2 other strikes that have happened before. Wow. Literally the 3rd time, that they've tried to leave. Wow. I love spirit. I love it, I love it, I love it. So, and then let's pull here. I've got 2 different decks for fortune cookies, and feel like we wanna go to this, yin yang deck for your fortune cookie. Yin Yang Insights Oracle cards. Oh, look, they misspelled Oracle. Oh, wow. It's oracled cards. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here. And then we'll look at your second question. So, what else do they want you to know here? Oh my gosh. Control, sabotage, conflicts, mood swings, trust issues, manipulation, patterns. Can't make that up. The summary of the reading, right? So, and that's the energy, that control, and I don't want to feel controlled anymore. They're taking over their life, taking their life back, right? So I like that. Wow. I just love spirit so much. All right. So thank you for your first one. And then thank you for the second donation to on set for the drama. Sitting in the director's chair. So for your second one here, Emma signed. Oh, so they signed the paperwork to put the house up for sale. However, now that they're back from their trip, PA is going against their word to also sign the paperwork. Didn't we? I think we talked about that, right? And they're like, yeah, they're gonna say they are, but they delay it and don't, right? So PA is still trying to guilt MS so that they won't proceed. Yeah. That was the energy we talked about, right? Excuse me. So let's have a reading on what on when MS will take action. All right. Yeah, let's find out here. So let's take a look here. Can you talk about when? When will MS take action? Because of course, the lure, yeah, because they wanted to have a good trip and they did a lot of thinking over the trip too. Because I do feel, PA isn't a total, um, I'm gonna say a heathen. I don't know why I want to use that word. Not a total heathen. Um, they do, you know, they do have a heart and they do um, activate it now and again. but um, but they got to thinking, and then it's like the heart had warmed up and they're like, they saw what this is healthy, this is what we need to do. You're right, da da da. But then the heart cooled off while they were on their trip, and then that's why they had intentions of following through and doing it, but then um, the fear kicked in. The fear of being alone and the fear of what people will think, and that control. That's what that control is all about. When our little inner child feels unsafe and out of control, it goes into that 2-year-old and pet hissing cat. It does whatever it feels it needs to feel safe and in control again. So they felt the out of controlness kicked in, and that's why they're back into their controlling, energy. All right. So MS, when will they take action? Bottom of the deck, we do have the 8 of Pentacles here and the World tree, the World card on the bottom here too. The World card is significant ending and new beginning energy. And the Eight of Stones, the Eight of Pentacles, one of the stories that I use with that is like when someone goes from a caterpillar to a butterfly and they're going through transition, they're putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, and the action on themselves, transforming. But at some point, when they come out of the cocoon and they realize, like, their partner or situation, whatever it is, didn't do the transformation into the butterfly, they're like, I can't undo and go back and be what I was before. And so there's a time that where when two individuals are going, like this, and one has become a butterfly, that the butterfly needs to fly, and but the caterpillar that didn't convert can't go with them. They can't go where they're going, and so there has to be this leaving. There has to be, this um, change in movement. So that's exactly, what's happening here, and it's an ending and a freedom feeling because the world card, last card in the major arcana, ends up being the full card, which is a brand new start, possibilities, no control, no, suppression, no caging, and all that, kind of coming into. Um, so this is about that. I do feel like they will take action. They will leave. There will be an ending, significant ending. So I do feel like they will, just in case were like, are they gonna, when they're doing the scales, are they really gonna do it? Yeah, this is like they will. That's the underlying energy. Yeah, there is an end. There is this time. I can't go back. I'm not gonna carry a caterpillar. I'm not gonna carry my cocoon, my old stuff with me. I'm transformed. I'm gonna leave a lot behind with all this too. So, um, I feel like whether PA signs or not, that they're out. And they're like, I don't care. I'll leave, I'll take whatever fits in my car and go. You know, I'm gonna leave stuff behind." That's actually, oddly enough, what, with, that second ex I was talking about. And I had a little S2 Saturn coupe. It's one of those that I could barely fit in. I almost had to take out the driver's seat and I could drive it from the back seat. That's because I'm like 6'4", and that thing is small. That was a leftover from my first ex. I had signed a lease. It's another long story. I learned wonderful lessons through relationships. But whatever I could fit in the car is what I took with me. I left a big TV and this and that and all this stuff that I couldn't fit in the car. They're like, "I don't want that big TV." I'm like, "Too bad, that's yours. Bye." So I feel like that's kind of what's going to happen here. All right, so we got three cards, two cards, two cards, three cards. So let's see what else they want us to know here, right? So we have here the Page of Vessels, Page of Cups, the Otter. I love otters. We have the Eight of Arrows, Eight of Swords, Struggle, but we'll talk about it here in a sec. And the Three of Arrows, yeah, Three of Swords, Jealousy, but disappointment and heartbreak. So this Page of Vessels is about searching for higher love and the self-love, right? It's this introduction to self-love and standing up for themselves. The Three of Swords is that feeling of disappointment and that heartbreak energy. But the Eight of Arrows, the struggle, tells us here, it's a card of flow. Number eights are like flow. If you think of like four on each side, allows a wonderful mental flow in the middle. And this is them becoming aware of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have made them feel blinded and trapped and restricted. And they're realizing, I'm the one that's kept me here, no one else. And the fear of heartbreak, the fear of disappointment, um, the hope of having higher love is what's kept in there before. But I feel like with that, here this little heart is on fire. It's like it's It's damaged, it's burnt, it can't be recovered. It has to be let go of, right? Yeah. I really feel that they're leaving regardless if they'll sign it or not. But, you know, um, just to add on to that, they figure that if they do that, if I'm like, "I'm leaving and, I'll get a lawyer, I'll get whatever I need to do, but I'm leaving." And I feel like when they feel MS feels that when they leave and they do that, that'll be, um it'll cause the chain reaction for them to go, for PA to realize, "I don't have control anymore. I'm not able to do this anymore." Um, so, um, then they'll sign the paperwork and do that because they realize, "We can't save this." It's like that heart. They will also realize that, "Okay, you know, I don't have control, so let me do this, let me end this so I can find someone new to control." Someone that's controllable, you know? Interesting, right? Let's see what these next 2 cards are. We've got the 6 of Stones. There you go, the 6 of Pentacles again, the codependency awareness, and the 2 of Stones, the challenge. Here's the battle. 2 rabbits fighting. I can see them right now. "Na, na, 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 na," you know? Yeah. And they just, you know, that's what's held them back before, and they're realizing, "I'm the only one that's held myself back before." But this, the exploitation, the challenge, you know, before they didn't feel up to the challenge, right? They didn't feel like they could battle, and they were afraid to go up against them, but now they're realizing, um and this is the mentality of MS where they've gotten to now, because you get to a point, "I've got nothing to lose. If I stay here, I'll die," you know? Not like PA will kill them, but they're like, "I'll just my soul will die, um, I'll end up killing myself, and maybe them first." You know, a little, and not that, that they're that serious about that, but, because MS, can be a little bit dramatic, right? It's good. It's why you love them. They're not a shy, quiet little person. "I'll end up killing them and then myself." I could see him saying that. But it's like, okay, you know. Okay, what else do we have here? We've got the 6 of Arrows. So yeah, definitely 6 of Swords is a change of mindset, leave, leaving choppy waters to move to calmer waters. And this is a change of mindset. And this is what's been happening there, because before they were trying to do things, but now they have clarity of mind and intent, and they've got clarity of heart. Like they knew things up here, but something happened where it fell into their heart. You know how you know something and then you know something? Like, they were like, "This isn't healthy, this isn't blah, 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 blah," but the heart was still like, "Yeah, but I love him." But when it's like it drops in there and the heart goes, "This isn't healthy for us." When you have your mind on the same page as your heart, booyah, that's what happens. There's this movement, this transition. 6 of Arrows is, actual movement of the outside world, confirming that again. I feel like we'll get to the when here in a moment, but I feel like they're, building the story as MS's energy would do, right? It's not about just, you know, um, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm good." It's, "Well, let me tell you, back 3 weeks ago in the dark morning of blah, blah, blah." They're our storyteller, right? And this is like kind of that energy. It's like, yeah, we don't wanna just know, like, "Oh, in 3 days." It's like, "No, we gotta tell the story." I love that. So, and let's see with the energy, there's an energy card underneath this, which is the 10 of Stones. 10 of Pentacles is about fullness, of the outside world and partnership and all of this and again, this is like leaving the home. Oh my god, it is called home down here. They call it home. And so this is movement of home and leaving the home behind, leaving from choppy waters to calmer waters. So interesting. All right. Let's get into the final two cards. This is the climax, right? Dun da 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 in the movie when everything comes together. So tell us when. We have the Empress. So the number three, the green woman, which is all about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and choosing from themselves. But this three, I'm really, it's funny I said 3 days, right? They're like Jesus. They're going to rise from the dead in 3 days. I don't know why I feel like speaking in a Southern accent, but the Empress energy, I do feel the month of March. And maybe it is 3 days, but it's definitely in the month of March that they leave. The Six of Vessels, the Six of Cups. They got a reunion here. The Six of Cups energy is about childhood. And I feel like, I don't know if they're going to return to wherever home is, like, like home is where the heart is, or home like family. I feel like they're going to go visit family and they're going to, and that's where they're going to go for their, um, I want to say they're to catch their connecting flight. Excuse me. So it's like it's not where they're going to end up. It's just like they're and I can't think of the word, but it's like it's old English cuz I'm seeing like a port of call where I'm just going into port and I'll be headed somewhere else once I'm there, but it's like a maybe it is a port of call where it's just like boom there and then they're going to head somewhere else. Then the underlying energy under that one is the 5 of arrows. Yeah. This frustration, this is the this is the it's like the 2 of swords, but the 5 of swords is like it's escalated. It's the battle between the head and the heart. But their solution, because where the 2 of swords that they had before is like, well, either that or that. When they have the 5 of swords, there's 2 swords over here, 2 swords over here, and then in the middle is the ace of swords, which is that clarity that they're having, the super clarity of going, this is that cycle. This is just going to keep repeating. And I still have legal, you know, um, ownership or, a right to half of what the house is worth and, you know, anything we've, you know, had together and blah, 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 all that stuff. Um, and they're just like, it's never going to change. You know, we've been through this twice before. Fool me twice. Yeah, that's funny. MS. They're a hoot, aren't they? Because they're like, instead of fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. They're like, fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me a third time would be shame on me. um, I don't feel like they've made the absolute decision yet, but I feel like the range, right, is 3 days to the end of March. So 3 days, 3 weeks, right? It's like 3 days, 3 weeks, March, 333. So I feel like there's a possibility of this week, but it doesn't mean that's the case. Let me see here. I'm going to pull a yin yang, another card. I just feel drawn to this deck for them. This balance, all that balancing energy. So what else around this action? Okay. Let's see what this says here. Like a key on a ring, one night stand. That's funny. Many options, decisions, unconventional, string along. I like this energy. The one night stand, you know, um, yeah, I'm not sure what that is about. Maybe there's more to the drama than we know, but I like this. So we're talking about there's many options, 3 days, 3 weeks by the end of March, decisions, 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 unconventional. Like it's like that's not normally how we do things, but it's like that's what I'm going to do. But that stringing along really stands out, which is what they feel like. I don't want to string things along. We've already been through this before. I'm not going to, why draw it out? Are you going to do this or not? And if not, it's like, well, you doing this is not going to keep me here. And I'm going to show you that it's not going to keep me here. Booyah, I'm out, right? Yeah, right. The yin yang. Yeah, right. That's the Cancer sign too. Too funny. All right. So that's what they have there, June. Hopefully that brings the clarity you need right now. So we'll see here. um, and I feel like I think we kind of just kind of answered that because it's um, there's nothing new. It's just, I feel like it's the realization of MS with this big aha that they're going, um, they have felt strung along all those times because there was promises like, I'm going to leave and no, no, we'll do this and it'll all be good. And it's like, look, a brand new fresh carrot in front of you. Okay. Well then, okay, well, that's worth it then, we'll go along with that, and then they're like, "You never given me that carrot, I'm leaving," and they're like, "Oh, here, you can have here's a bite of the carrot," they give him, like, a little baby carrot, "Here it is," and they'll put a second carrot out there and go, "See, if you stay, we'll do all this." "Okay, all right," and then they're realizing, "You're never gonna give me that carrot. You're never giving me you're not gonna give me what I'm looking for that you said you would." And they're seeing the pattern and they're seeing like, you said you were going to sign the paperwork and here you are stringing me along again, and I fell for it. And so fool me 3 times, shame on me, I'm out. And that's the kind of energy that I feel is coming in. I don't feel like there's you know something that is like, that's it, I'm out. I just feel like they're bringing me back to the two of swords with the balancing scales, and how they're going back and forth and they're looking at it, but they're realizing the scales here, it's like the scales not moving in their decision to leave. They're like, it goes, but they're like, it's not, there's nothing close that's going to make it balanced where it's going to make me think to stay. But I'm doing it for my sake. I'm going through the process in my head of what keeps me here, what would keep me here and what won't. And there's nothing that will keep me here, you know, because I can't believe anything you say because you say one thing and then you never do it. And again, they're bringing it back. You string me along, and I'm not a cat, with a string or a red dot, um, and that kind of thing. No, not even an argument. Not even. I I feel like, oddly enough, I feel like PA is giving them the space to think because they feel if I give them that space, they're going to realize and be afraid and stay. But they also PA really senses that this may be it, and I do feel like they sense the strength now because MS's um, countenance. That's I never use that word. Their countenance has changed, and they're carrying themselves differently. Um, they're not reacting to their little jabs and stuff like they were before, and PA really sees that they're losing control of them and that they've lost control, and they're like, "I can't manipulate them like I did before." the blinds have been lifted from their eyes, and so, where they would have been, like, burst out crying or do whatever, um, that now they just look at him like they just said something really crass, PA says something really crass to MS, and MS just goes and just goes, "No," like, "Psst." It's like, and that freaks PA out because they used to know, "I can push all your buttons," and they're like, "These buttons aren't working. Who disconnected this keyboard?" And they're just like, "I did," you know, and there's a great awareness, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It might be more, you know, the guilty dog barks first. That's so funny. That's like my second ex. They were like, I think you've been sleeping with someone else." And I'm like, um, it's like, I'm me, accusing me, because they actually were, I busted them. And I'm like, how are you trying to, yeah, they always accuse you, right? And it's like, um, yeah. Yeah, and hilarious. It's like, but, you're trying to convince me that I'm cheating on you, but, that's, you're like, it's like, how can you try to convince me that it's me when I know? I'm like, how stupid are you? Yeah, creating smoking mirrors. Yeah, it's just like, okay. So anyway, so hopefully that helps there. But yeah, I don't feel like it's you know, um yeah, and so it's interesting on the card was, one night stand, you've been sleeping with other people, da 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 da, and it's like, not yet. Quit giving me ideas. Whoa. All right. So that's what they have for you, June. June. If you have additional follow-up questions, um, you know, since you gave another donation, feel free to ask any additional questions, and I'll consider that, unless you don't have any. But I'll circle back around there. All right. So we have some more donations here. Excuse me. Let me take a sip here of my little coffee. All right. So we have Johanna, and then shout out to Arya, one of my YouTube channel members. Hello, hello. Let me just check a timestamp here. Okay, and then Arya, and then Faith and Love, and then see here. Um, and then Chloe Jade. I believe that's you, right? That made the Venmo. Let me just make sure I can click on it and see if you mention it in here. Yep, there you go. You did put your name on there. Thank you so much. Makes it easy for me. I try to remember the Venmo and Cash App and other names in the screen name. So I like that. Yeah, tempt me. I like that. Huh. What a great idea. And they're like, no. Try that again. All right. And then we will jump back to June if you have additional questions. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. You just answered what I was saying. And then I got a PayPal for Maria. So Maria P, you'll be up after that. So that's where we're at on donations. Sundays are special where whatever I don't get to in the first 2 hours, I will come back on after my time with my Praying Mantis members. Complete all free readings too. So you will get an answer from Spirit today. So um, just to put people's minds at ease, if you were wondering. And if not, at least it's just helpful information. All right. So, Johanna, thank you so much for your your little star, gold star coin there, and for your donation. And let's find your question here. Here it is down here. Les questions. That's my French accent, if that's French. What was that smile from your vocal coach today? I did go singing today. Oh, I love it. So did it rejuvenate you? All right. So let's take a look here. So what was this smile about from your vocal coach? All right. Let's see what we have here. All right. Let's do it like this. And then these three. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Gave you energy. Yeah. It's interesting that they're bringing back in an old, wow, this is like over 30 years ago or more. I know. Before you were even a twinkle in someone's eye. But when I was in the Christian religion, they called my gift prophecy because I was able to see, I got prophetic messages, like I knew things about people and I got visions and different things like that. So they were like, "Oh, you have a prophetic gift." I'm like, "Oh, wow." But when I was in a little group with like three of my friends, and we were at one of their homes, and we had just like prayed and connected with spirit and God. And but while I was doing that, I saw this vision. I can see it in my head right now. It was like an apartment complex, and there's like these stairs, and the sun is bright, but there's a shadow because the stairs are doing that. And there's this little bird with like a hurt wing that is like and this is the bird thing that you had. And they were like this um hopping in like a they were had a broken wing, and they weren't flying and they weren't singing. And and so we stopped praying, and I was like, and then I just looked to my friend to the right, and I'm like, and she's always smiling and big and there. And and I looked at her and I go, you're you haven't been singing, and so you're sad. And she started bawling and crying. And I love, people can be like this, but spirit goes, this is what you need to hear, right? And I feel like this is that kind of energy. It's like, yeah, singing brings you life. And I feel like that's an important message for you. All right. Anyway, bottom of the deck, you have the wheel of fortune. It is fortunate for you. So I like that. Yeah, right. You didn't even realize that it changes thing, the vibration. It brings this your spiritual vibration into the physical world. Um, but it's like there is this singing brings you, it's for you. Singing is for you. And I mean, going back to that reading you got, the oracle card of Snow White and her animal friends. It's like you have a gift that helps you, but it's also designed to help the world too, right? Yeah, there you go. Boom. Exactly. So I like that. And I feel like that is where the smile came from, because your vocal coach recognized a transformation in you. They Because they listen to music all the time, they hear a bunch of people and they know, they can tell when someone is singing what the intention is behind the energy behind when someone's singing. And when you sang, they looked at you and they're like, look at that. And they see the brightness that's changing in your voice. And they feel, it's not like they hear it, they felt the change in your voice. Wow, I love that. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. The change in the energy. Wow, this is great. So you got the Great Bear, which is the Judgment card, and then the 5 of Wands that's here is changing of energy from lower vibration to higher vibration, right? And um but the Great Bear, the Judgment card is like the calling card, like you received your calling. And I feel like that's what she's like, "Wow," not she, but your vocal coach, they're like, "There's a change." It's like you've realized, and you even just said it too, "I didn't realize that I love it that much." You didn't realize that it's part of your being, and I mean, when we talked about, like, your, career reading, right, about give me some hints, they're like, your dream is acting, singing, and everything else just supports that. And when you realize it's like singing and acting might have been like you might have like put it off center and had it over here as like that'll be something I'll pursue while I'm doing all this. And it's like, no, it's been moved into the center where acting and singing are my life and everything else is what I'll pursue while I'm doing this. Right? So I love that. Right, Chloe? Boom. Thanks for your support. All right, and then we have Knight of Arrows. Yeah, movement of communication. So that the Knight of Swords is the mental, but it's also the vocal. And so when you look at the Knight of Arrows, the hawk, there is this change of, like it says, that you've had this movement and this change in your voice. So that's just confirming that, not the bird. Oh yes, the bird. There you go. I love that. Wow. So this is interesting too. So you got the strength card and the justice card, but in this deck, the numbers are reversed. And it's actually this is how it was originally. Originally the strength card was number 11 and the justice card was number 8. But in modern tarot, most people flip those. That's why you'll see these are the only two cards that differ usually in tarot decks. But this is that transition. This is the movement, the significant movement because um they're both major arcana, the change of things. And so exactly as we were saying here, the flip of um the focus has changed. And it's like, wow. It's almost like and I think this came up in your career reading too. The because it's going back to the traditional, it's going back to the beginning. It's like you're returning to your childhood dream before everyone was like, "Oh, you can't be an actor or a singer. Think of something more, logical. Do that on the side." And you're like, "Okay," because we're children. We're like, don't want to get ostracized or beaten. Don't want to have my candy treats taken away. So I will do what you're saying. But this is like a return to your childhood dream energy that I feel. And again, it's the brightness, it's the glow that is there. Um, like Chloe said, I love that they saw your light and joy and the energy for sure. They hated when you sing. Yeah. And they're like, oh my God, right? We're gonna talk about your neighbors, right? What if do my neighbors about my singing? No, you don't realize how your singing helps and impacts other people. It brings joy. It's like a bird singing. Again, bringing in the birds, as I say it. King of Vessels, King of Cups, balancing your head and your heart. You got the 5 of Vessels, which I like it. They call this ecstasy. So the 5 of Cups, and I think we've talked about that before too in your career reading, because like Supernova, um, I think I even mentioned her name. The 5 of Cups is like her dream card, one of her dreams about her music and singing is that as she's learning to transform her emotions and move it from lower vibration to higher vibration, her hope and her dream is that she'll help other people through her music move their lower vibration emotion to higher vibration. So, I love this. And then Queen of Vessels, Queen of Cups. I like this because the Queen of Vessels rules. You got both the king and the queen of vessels, king and queen of cups, king and queen of emotion. And so there is this, energy. Even on the bottom of the deck, you got the Eight of Cups, which talks about rebirth on the bottom. And um, all of this is about being in tune with emotion and allowing the emotion to flow, fill you up and overflow out to the world. And and I believe going back again, mentioning it again, that Snow White um, and her animal friends, it's about um, the emotional impact that you can make on the world, and and that's how you touch people through the emotion, and that's the thing with music and movies and acting and plays. We we touch people's hearts through that because we know how we're all moved by music. It calms the savage beast, and how um, people leave movies touched, and plays touched because usually, those types of things, they have this energy that's below the surface, the theme that people get subconsciously or emotionally, and we're moved by it. So I love that. It's the best thing, right? Yeah, I love that. All right, so I have a Soul Symphony card deck for also, in addition to the Yin Yang, however you guys want to pronounce it. So let's see what your fortune cookie is here. What else do they want you to know about this smile? So this is all ignited from a smile. That they were like, they recognized that in you, your choral instructor. Yeah. I like this. Searching with Google. And it says thinking of you. It says profile creeping, blocked contact, and profile searching. This searching energy. I don't feel like this is like relationship. Well, maybe it can be a little bit of a message there, right? um, where it's like because we talked about relationships being a distraction for now while you're doing this, and so they're like blocking and not profile searching and all this. It's like um focusing on your dream and realizing what you've been trying, and it's what we do as humanity. It's not just you, it's all of us in the beginning, right? We're trying to fill up our heart, and we think, well, we're told it's relationships, situations, and things, so this stuff will, looking for this job that's going to make me feel full, looking for someone that's going to make my life feel fulfilled, looking for things, looking for the body, looking for whatever that makes me feel fulfilled. And we're just like, why am I so is my stomach growls? I'm so sorry if you guys hear that. Um, I'm so hungry for life and the stuff isn't filling me up. Why? And it's because our dream, they what fills us up is filling up with our own love and letting it flow out to the world. That's what brings us fulfillment. The other stuff is um, empty calories, empty things that don't fill us up. It's like I'd say here in America, it's American Chinese food. You eat it and you're hungry an hour later. Yeah, right? What a great reminder. And yeah, I believe you're right. She can really recognize it because she can relate on a level um, of that's her dream living, right? And when they sing, they know that feeling because they also had been on a path of, well, um, being a singer, being a, vocal instructor, everything, that's not gonna pay the bills. You could do that as a hobby on the side, but they're like, "But that's my life. That's my joy. That's what gets her up every day," you know? So I love that. Right. So, wow. Wasn't thinking that was the message that was gonna come through from asking about someone's smile, but there you go. Booyah. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Sing away. Now you can rest. All right. And then we have Aria. So, Aria, um, you like that member message option? Yeah. So, for YouTube channel members, once a month on your second month, I think it starts on the second month, you get to put a wonderful message there. So, congratulations on being a member for 3 months. So grateful. Thank you for all the support. You help spread the Zen love. So, thanks for being part of the love tsunami. And then thank you for your donation as well. So let's give that a love and a like since it lets me do that. All right. And um oh so you're questioning that you're wondering if you made the wrong decision by getting involved with someone at work and you want to leave the job soon but you don't want any gossip while you're there. Oh, okay. So you're like, it won't be long before I'm out of here, but we'll take a look here. Merci. I don't know any other French. I'll just do Spanish. De nada. It's nothing. I'm grateful. All right. So Aria. Oh, and shout out to Lucky. Hey, Lucky. Shout out to other my YouTube channel members. Good to see you. All right. So let's take a look here and just see what Spirit wants you to know around this situation here. All right. Okay. My goodness. My goodness. They don't want that one, but they want those, and that one. All right. Let's see what's going on here. All right. So the bottom of the deck here, Aria, you do have the Great Bear, which is the Judgment card, card number 20, which is normally two X's. And this is a card of a calling and being pulled somewhere else anyway. So I like it that they're like, people, humans, we can't stop them from gossiping. We can't um I was very surprised because I like at work, I never got involved in any gossip. People would come up to me and talk to me about someone. I go, come on, let's go talk to them and find out what really happened. People very quickly realize don't talk to him about stuff. He makes you go stop the gossip and get to the root of it. But I was surprised to find out people's opinion of me, all the variety of different opinion of me when they didn't even know me, and they didn't know all the situations. I'm like, really? People think I did that? And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And in the beginning, I thought, oh, I have to protect my honor. I have to protect my reputation. I have to do all this. But I quickly, realized if people are making decisions um, and forming opinions without knowing the facts, then they're stupid. I'm more gentle, more loving now, but back then I was like, "They're stupid, and why would I care about what they think? Because 'Cause they're making uninformed, ill, stupid choice of opinion. So why do I care about what they think? Because, what we're really afraid of is that people are gonna believe or people are gonna make judgments, and what are people gonna think about me? But it's like when I think about, the people that really love me and really know me, they're not gonna believe gossip and untruths. They will come to me if they care and go, "Is it true that that happened?" And you're like, "Yeah, what can I say? My heart um went wild and wanted to do, this, but I realized it's not what I wanted." And they're like, I get you, girl. I understand." You're not the only one, and so I like that, this mark it off, it's like, I'm leaving, I don't care what people think, I have something more, and I like this energy of and I actually saw something a couple days ago, but I like Will Ferrell, he said it, and I just saw someone else said it on Instagram, not but yesterday, and they were like, "I don't invest my energy in the negativity and the haters and people that are focused on negative energy. I focus on people with higher vibration and love, that love for me. I focus on the people I love and the people that love me, not that other stuff, because it's a waste of energy. It doesn't go anywhere, it goes into a black hole, but when we invest energy into the higher vibration and the love of, the people I love, then that grows that, and so it's like, yeah, why do I even care? We're taught to fear. I don't wanna be ostracized, but I'm um, like, I don't wanna be rejected by people, but I'm like, I do wanna get rejected by those people because I don't wanna be in that. I don't wanna be in that pool, that cesspool. Right. Alright, let's see what else they want you to know here. That's just the bottom of the deck. What are all these other cards here, Arya? Yeah, the sun of life. Shine bright, be true to you, don't dim your light. Don't dim your light. Don't ask permission to shine. Don't defend yourself. It's like the 7 of Wands. Shine bright, be you. If people are gonna gossip, they're gonna gossip. Like I said, they're gonna gossip even about things that are untrue, and because when someone is feeling unsafe and out of control and has a low self-esteem, they're gonna be pointing at everyone else, making shit up, because they don't want people to look at them, so they're gonna be, "Oh, look, oh my god, look, oh, look, oh, da, da," and it's when you realize they're all doing that out of fear that people are gonna look at them. You just shine bright, and you just keep burning bright, and, it burns away all the clouds. That's what the sun does, right? Got the Queen of Stones, Queen of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. Here's that bear and that great bear there. Which is, you know, be true to you, nurture yourself, focus on your love, what you're wanting to do, and um, and there are no mistakes. When you go, I made a mistake, it's like, that's a human judgment thing. There's just experiences, and it's like ordering something at a restaurant. I know it's a weird scenario, but it's like you order something at a restaurant. I've never tried this before. I'm gonna order that, and you take a bite out of it. You're like, "That's a different taste." And you're like, "Well," and you do that, and you finish the meal, and then you're like, "Oh, that didn't sit well with me." You're like, "That was a mistake." It's like, "No, it was an experience. I realize I'm not gonna eat of that again because it didn't set well with me." And that's about adventure, it's growth, it's learning, so be gentle with yourself, right? Yeah, the 5 of Bows, empowerment. This is the drama card. There's always drama possibilities going on in the outside world. There's always battles, there's always fights, and we get invitations. We get invitations to drama, we get invitations to arguments all the time, right? Doesn't mean we have to accept them and go, "No, thank you," you know? So if this is an invitation to drama, you would just, "No, thank you," and it's simple, right? And the King of Bows, yeah. I like it, King of Wands. So both of this, the King of Wands is you get to decide. Realize you're the king, you're the emperor of your own empire and kingdom, right? And we talk about that, there's a lot of, people that are, around and with their opinions and their gossip and everything else, right? And telling us who we should be and how we should feel and what we should think and how we should act and blah blah blah. And that's great. Thank you for all your opinions, but I'm the king. You guys can step out of the throne room now. Thank you. I'm going to make some decisions. I'm putting plans together and I'm taking action in my life. I like it there. Your spirit guides got a little attitude. I ain't got no time for this. I'm focusing on my life. So no thank you. Talk to the hand or don't I'm not even talking to anyone. It's like, I don't care. I'm living my life, not yours, and you're not living my life. So mind your own business, right? And I like that. Mind your business. They can mind their business, and you get to enjoy your life, right? Let's see what else we have here. You got the Four of Bows. Yeah, Four of Wands. Choose joy, choose celebration, choose higher vibration. You've got the Stag here, which is the Justice card here. And this is all about balance and clarity with the Six of Vessels, the Six of Cups, reunion, um, and past life connections and growth and energy. It just shows here that, again, I feel like this is a reinforcement of that, realize when we get stuck in our lifetime, this lifetime, and we look at it as like, oh, all this that we're experiencing matters so much. And it's like, it matters, but we've had thousands of past lives in this realm and other realms, other dimensions, everything else. We're going to have thousands and millions of more lives and experiences. This is one little drop in the bucket of everything else that we're experiencing. And when we look at that, it's all about growth and learning and understanding and experience. There's no pass, there's no fail, there's no right or wrong. There's just different choices in our life with different experiences, different outcomes. Like you said, it's not a mistake that you got involved with someone at work. You're like, I wanted to experience that. I did. And it's not something, it's like sometimes you eat a meal and you're like, nah, it was good, but not really excited that I would order that off the menu again. I would rather try something else on the menu. It just didn't, you know, fulfill me. And that's the kind of way that you can approach this. And everyone else's opinion, who cares, right? You got the Page of Vessels, the Nine of Vessels. Yeah. So invest your emotional energy here on your dreams. And I feel like these are underneath each other. So with all of that energy that we're talking about of you don't need to invest your energy in the lower vibrational things, you know, um, be aware of where you're investing your energy. When you're investing energy in drama and fear and concern and judging yourself and all those things that we love to do as humans to ourselves, we're doing that. We're not investing energy towards our dream. We're actually adding an anchor and slowing movement towards our dream down. When we're like, wait a minute, I get to control, like that King of Wands, I get to control where I'm investing my energy. I've done enough of that. I want to move forward toward my dream. Joy, 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 following your heart, right? And then you have the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Yeah, because they're telling you when you follow your dream, when you follow your heart, King of Pentacles, you get abundance, right? And so I like that energy. And your last card here is the Two of Bows. Yeah, Two of Wands. Ultimately, it comes down to where you invest in your energy. When you're, focusing on the lower vibration, you draw more of that in. Like if I fear people are going to gossip and I'm focusing energy on it, guess what I'm doing? I'm growing it. I'm inviting it in. When I'm like, you know what? I'm going to focus on self love and joy, celebration, gratitude, fun, play, laughter, peace. And I'm not going to invest my energy in that crap because I don't want to have more crap come into my life, right? And we do. There's no right or wrong again. There's no judgment around it. Just when we realize, is that really what I want? No, I'm going to move my energy. So let's see what else they have here for you, Arya. Your fortune cookie here from the Soul Symphony. And you've got lifestyle. Yeah. So we got lifestyle, living life in the closet, secrets being held, the down low. That's like the energy of like, well, I want to keep that a secret. I don't want to do this. It's like, you know, it's funny, you know, um, people who want to blackmail other people can only do it when they have secrets. And if, my attitude always was with it, people were like, well, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to tell everyone about that. And I'm like, oh, really? I go up to everybody, "Hey, everybody, I just wanna let you know what I did." And there it is. And they're like, like, again, the people that know me, they're like, "So?" And I'm like, "Yeah, exactly." And the other people were like, the gossipers, "No way." And I'm like, "Whatever," And it's like, the freedom. I'm gonna live my life. I'm not gonna change my style to be what everyone else wants. It's like, "Oh, but this is how you're supposed to act and you do everything right." So live your life. You choose your lifestyle, no one else. There you go. Boom. Drop the mic. All right, Arya. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. And then faith and love. You are up after that. So let me see here. Yep. And then after that, we will have Chloe. And then let's see here. And then Maria. And then Nova, Supernova. Hello, hello. You'll be up after that. Okay. So faith and love. Thank you for your emoji with the heart eyes and your donation. And you want to know, why was C traveling on Friday, and does he truly love you and see you as the one he wants to marry? Ooh, all right. We're gonna get into the let's say into the weeds. I think that's a golf term or something. I wouldn't know. But we're getting into the weeds. Let's find out what's going on here. So, why was C traveling on Friday? Okay, one card. All right. Does he truly love you? We'll do that. Okay. And then, does he see you as the one that he wants to marry? All right. We got one card, two card, three cards. This is building to something here. We'll see what we have on the bottom here. All right. So, bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Arrows, Page of Swords with the Wren. And this is about clarity, new clarity coming in, and heightened communication coming in here too. And so we'll see what that means. There's like, I'm like, anything else? They're like, no, let's move on. And I'm like, okay, let's see what we got here, faith and love. We're getting into the deep stuff, the nitty gritty. Exactly. So let me take a sip of my coffee before we get into the tea, right? All right. So what was he up to Friday? Where was he traveling? Why was he traveling? The Eight of Bows, the Eight of Wands, movement of a lot of energy. And there's this communication energy that's here. And this particular one with all these people gathered around here, I feel like there was some sort of meeting, some sort of, and then is it work related? It just feels like there was a communication, a meeting of some sort that they had to get around. Maybe it's Fight Club because they can't talk about Fight Club. I'm just kidding. I don't know why that came in. It's like it's Fight Club. We can't talk about Fight Club. But so I feel like it is some sort of, it's not necessarily a secret meeting, and it doesn't feel like shenanigans to me. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh, they were off, searching after their passions, because the Eight of Wands can be movement of passion, but I didn't get that at all. It was more that, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, and it was an important meeting, um, and but it was like a hush hush kind of meeting, but not like a secret, like, top secret, but it was like, a very informative meeting. I feel like he received some information about changes coming and things like that, where they're like, it's really got him thinking about their future. So I don't know if it was like business related. It almost feels like kind of like that, where they had to go and they had a meeting. They all came together because they didn't want to like do it over conference calls and different things. They wanted everyone in person to talk about the, I don't know. It just feels like that kind of energy. the direction of our company, and we were changing some stuff. We're going to have some this and that, and so we need to know, are you wanting to, you know, be willing to move and change positions? Always been trying to work on starting a business. Oh, interesting. But it kind of feels like that kind of energy of big decisions that need to be made that's going to impact the future of their life, and so I feel like they're kind of at that point, a big decision point that affects their life, kind of thing. Um, when they traveled in this meeting and stuff, and they're just like, "Am I gonna am I gonna need to move? Am I gonna need to change my whole idea? Am I gonna need to abandon it?" That kind of energy, that's around it. But it was an important meeting, whatever it was. But I don't feel like it brought the results they want, and it gave them this, "Oh, okay. I have to decide my life right now," kind of energy, which is always fun for humans. We sometimes feel we have to figure out our entire lives, and it's like, no, you just follow your heart. Where's your joy going to take you? That would be the message Spirit would tell him, is follow your joy. It'll never misguide you. But you don't have to figure out your entire life right now. Just where's your heart leading you at this time in your life? Doesn't mean that's where you're going to stay. So interesting. Ah, could be. So let's see. Your other question, let's see, was, excuse me, getting all choked up. Was does he love you? Was that the one? Let's see here. Oh, no, that's not far enough. There we are. So sorry. Excuse me a sec here. Mhm. All right. So these two cards are, do they truly love me, right? So let's take a look here. Yeah. So we have the 10 of cups, first of all. And the 10 of cups is this, it's the top, until we go into the royalty, it's the top emotional fulfillment, overflowing joy, full of emotion. So that would tell me yes. And this 3 of swords, which is the expectations equal disappointment and fear of heartbreak, and that energy that's there. So they do have this great love, but there's also this fear that they won't be enough, that they can't fulfill what you're wanting in life. And it may or may not have to do with anything with what you're sharing with them, but because way before they even met you, they had this long list. And we all do. We get it formulated when we're growing up, as children and as teenagers, and usually like when we're really 14 and under is where we're getting a lot of that, right? Yeah. And that could be him getting hurt again too, absolutely. But excuse me, there's this that other side of it too, which they want you to know about, which is, they grew up with a lot of like, this is what people expect in a relationship. And he, of course, expects that in another relationship for himself too. But they they also think everyone else is that, and like, I don't know if I can do that, and I don't want to hurt someone else. Because when we've been hurt, we don't want to hurt other people, right? Because it sucks. And we're like, I don't want anyone to feel like this did. But they also, the reason why they felt hurt is because they had this big list of expectations that need to be fulfilled, and they didn't get that, right? And so they do have this love. Ultimately, they want to know that, but a lot of the hesitancy, which obviously you guys have communicated, is he doesn't want to be hurt again, but really he doesn't want to hurt you either. And and that they may not share a whole lot about, because that speaks to my worth and my ability to do something. And I feel like they kind of live in a little bit of a black and white world. I'm either a success or a failure. it's difficult for there to be an area of gray for them, and that's what their growth opportunities in their life is to realize life is a sea of gray. There's no absolutes. You just swim around in it and experience all the scales of gray, you know. There's dark gray and light gray and everything in between, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that makes sense with that energy. And then are you the one that he wants to marry? Let's find out here. All right. Um I feel like with all this, let me see here. We'll start with this one, the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune is, abundance, and it's a victory card. It's the Wheel of Fortune, the tune of for you. And let me just give you all the cards first, and I'll tell you why I'm having trouble formulating all this. But we've got the Judgment card, the Great Bear, which is our higher self bringing clarity around things, and the Four of Arrows, the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. And it's also about letting go of expectations. The Three of Arrows brings us to the Four of Arrows, right? When we realize these fears and where they come from and their small t truths. And then when, usually they're sleeping on the Ace of Swords, which gives us a different viewpoint, seeing things from a higher perspective. So all this, energy of seeing things from a higher perspective is what is needed. But, this energy is like, does he feel like I'm the one that he wants to marry? It's like, and it's exactly what you were talking about here. They're like, they could see themselves marrying you and that you could be the one for them, but they're like, but am I the one for you? That's where the insecurity, a lot of it comes in here. Um, and again, like they don't want to be hurt because they don't want to be like, you end up going, I thought you were more than enough, but come to find out you fall short. And that's like their fear. What? you know? And then get hurt again, right? But they also are like on the other side of the coin, they're like, I don't want to disappoint you as well. And so there's this energy that's there, and that's the work that they have to do to transform things, right? Because their insecurities are what will keep them away from you. Their fears and all these expectations are what will suck the life out of the relationship when they're focusing on, what's not happening, who they're not being. And that's what more they would focus on is, who am I not being the relationship? What is the relationship not bringing for us and for you? And where is it failing? Where am I failing? That kind of energy that comes in there, right? So I know, right? Excuse me. I have to throw another cough drop in here. Clear out my little pipes. Let's see here. We'll get you a fortune cookie here too. I feel like I want to go to the yin yang oracle. See what else they want you to know here about them. What else? It's your fortune cookie. All right. Yeah. I like this. This feeling of abundance here, the card coming in here, which is all about windfall, celebration, promotion, opportunity, successful ventures. And so, this is like, when we're asking about it, I I feel like there's this message in here that um, the wait is worth it if you want to be patient enough with them, but you're going to need to be very patient with them. And it's like, do I need to find love right away and have marriage right away and do this right away? If it's like, no, I'm not in a rush to get to the altar, you know, unless you are. And if you are in a rush to get to the altar and, if you want children and all this and all that and and none of that can happen, until after you're married, um, then there's a choice to make, right? It's like it's going to be a long wait because they're going to have to work through a lot of this stuff, right? You said it's childhood wins too. Yeah, yeah, and both have those. So it's like, well, I can be working on myself and raising my love vibration and doing all that and focusing on the big things. But if it's like, um, it's going to be a long wait to get to where you want to go because I don't feel like they're not in a straight line of overcoming these things. It's like they're showing me like the airport, how like there's people that have that direct access to get through their planes, and then there's that you go in and there's this maze that takes you like forever to get to that spot. That's the kind of energy they're showing right now. Oh, you waited over 3 years. Yeah. And you've grown. That's great. And growing together. Yeah. So there is that awareness. So if you're like, yeah, I'm okay waiting. I'm not in any rush. The patience and working on yourself. That's the thing that speeds up things in our life, at least from our perspective. When I'm focusing on unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and gratitude and the higher vibration, 80% of the time, 20% of the time, like on shadow work, but 80% of the time on the other, that speeds things up in my life. Um, and it's all perception because some people will if you ever go on like a car ride and there's people who are bored to death and the felt like it took a day to get somewhere, but then you and a friend are talking and da 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 da, and they're like, oh my God, we're here already. That's the kind of energy when we're in higher vibration. Life seems to go move and things come to us fast. When we're in lower vibration, it feels like, you know, how can 1 hour feel like 8 hours some days, and other days, 8 hours feel like an hour. So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you right now, faith and love. So hopefully that brings you what you're looking for right now. Thank you again for your donation. Appreciate that. You're much more patient than me. Oh, master of patience. You're like, well, on this, I'm patient. All right. All righty, righty, righty. So now we have Chloe Jade. You are up next. Thank you so much for your donation via the PayPal. And let's take a look here. Oh, thank you for your question there. No, okay. So let's take a look here. I'm just going to scroll down and see if you put your question up. If you haven't, throw it down below. Just going to look here. There it is. So will your situationship that you've put all your effort in work out? I know we have something, but outside forces are at play. Oh, dun dun dun. All right. Let's take a look. Yep. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I did see it. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Thank you for your everyone's patience in getting to your readings. I really appreciate that. Lots of drama. Yay. Oh my God, it's 12:44 already. Okay. See, time flies, I tell you. So let's take a look here. Will this work out? Let me just make sure I'm looking at it right here. There it is. So will this work out? And by that you mean that you guys end up together and it continues, and we'll see what else they want you to know about outside forces here. Anything we need to know about the shadows lurking, the people lurking in the shadows. Okay. Yeah, they're not really lurking in the shadows, are they? They're like wearing glow in the dark suits, it seems. Okay, let's see what we got here. So, the bottom of the deck, you have what they call balance, which is the temperance card, patience, but also I like this interpretation of it because it's alchemy, right? And there's like two cups, and we put base metal in it, we put a little bit of magic, and it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Magic happens slowly over time, and then suddenly out of nowhere, it turns to gold, right? Oh, okay, I get you. I get you. So something that's been taking a long time to evolve, but it does feel like suddenly out of nowhere there is it feels like with that bottom energy, it turns to gold eventually. But let's see what else we have here with the other cards here. Yeah, Page of Bows, Page of Wands, which is, of course, passion and movement and upgrade and um, moving to a new level. So I like that. It's a positive energy there. The passion, the energetic connection, the action around it goes to a new level. So it feels positive. Let's see what these four cards are that are coming out here. A lot of people don't like it. Wee, wee, right? So we have death and rebirth with the journey, the death card. But I like the journey is and with that page of bows too, it's an ending is a new beginning, between the two of you. Let's see what else we have here. You've got the archer, which is another major arcana, which is the chariot. Movement, again, victory, power of choice, energy coming in here too. So let's speak to that here for a moment. Oh my gosh, I just want to show you on the bottom of the deck, underneath that, the they call it the balance card. The temperance card is the lover's card. Just saw that. They're like, oh, okay, let's just show that too. So that's the pot of gold, right? The relationship we're talking about. Let's jump back to the archer, the chariot, the movement. Um, of course, every moment is a choice. We're making choices every second. We're making choices for ourselves. We can't make choices for other people, right? We can pretend we are, but we can't. But we're making a mental choice of the story we're applying to situations. We're making choices with our emotions, what I'm feeling each moment, the emotional energy I'm putting out, the wands energy, our passions, our manifestation energy, our focal kind of energy, and then physical choices. What actions am I putting out in the outside world, right? And so it's either lower vibration, rooted in fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of losing conditional love, fear of not being enough, all those delicious fears that we like to experience and came here to experience as humans. But we also have the other choice, which is higher vibration of unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and play and fun and gratitude and all that, right? Whatever we focus on is what we draw into our life, right? We're the ones that create the story that we're experiencing, and we can't choose for anyone else. So I like all this, this energy coming in here, that the death and the rebirth and how things unfold. If I focus on what something's not being, guess what? I draw in more things, more expectations that are disappointing, and I suck the life out of a relationship. When I focus on what I love and am grateful for in a relationship, then that grows and that expands, right? And so if I'm focusing on wanting and needing, that is lack energy, not have energy. When I'm focusing on what I'm grateful for, what I do have in my life and what I have had in my past, I draw in more things that match that energy. So important to know in your journey here. And then okay, and then you have the two of bows, the two of wands, exactly what I was talking about here. That's part of the choice card. The Lovers card too is emotional choice. So it's all this choice energy is what determines how smooth or how rocky your journey is with someone. The more I focus on what's not happening, who I'm not being in the relationship, when they're not being in the relationship, what the relationship is not being, I get more of the not. When I focus on what I'm loving and enjoying in what we've had, what we're having, then I get more of that. So it's beautiful how that works. It's in our hands, right? And the Four of Arrows, the Four of Swords. There's this energy of rest, the expectations, which we kind of talked about with all that, right? All right. How we doing on time? Okay. So now you have like this interesting, oh, it's a face. You got two eyes. I You can't really see it in the camera. Two eyes. It's like two cards are an eye, two cards are an eye, one for a nose and one for a mouth. So let's see what the face. Oh, this is about these are about the people who are in your face. So these are those shadow people, right? That don't like this. Let's see what we have here. Yeah. So one eye is the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Arrows, and the other is the Page of Swords, the Page of Arrows. Nine of Swords is nightmare, insomnia. It's our it's our fears, the small t truths, the supposed to be's, the should be's, the need to be's, the expectations, right? And when we get to the Nine of Swords, there is this energy, like the 10 is like, I've had it. I'm sick and tired of trying to live up to what everyone else wants me to live up to, and tired of everyone's opinion and everyone sticking their nose where it don't belong, and this type of energy. But the Page of Arrows is about seeing things from a higher perspective. And instead of focusing on the fear of why are these people attacking? Why are these people so, you know, meddling? It's like when we realize and we see it from that higher perspective of all these people are in fear, and this isn't about me. They're expressing their fear. Their every moment is either an expression of unconditional love or a cry out for it. So all these people, these dramatic people are crying out for love. And so it's not personal that they're trying to do something to you and rah, 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 rah. This is just when they're in fear and they feel out of control, they go into that 2-year-old self with their pet hissing cat. Their intelligent, loving, compassionate side is booted and they're doing stupid stuff, right? And you're like, oh, yeah, they're acting like a bunch of 2-year-olds. That's what's going on. They're in fear. And so it's like, instead of igniting defensiveness and plotting revenge, not that you would do that. You might plot it, but you wouldn't do it. It's entertaining, right? But instead we can have compassion for them and go, "Oh, those poor little things. They're not um, reflecting how they feel about me. They're reflecting how they feel about themselves, right?" So, that's what's coming in there. That's what the other eye has here. Yeah. So we got the 7 of Arrows and the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Stones. And so the Queen of Stones, Queen of Pentacles is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurture yourself. Realize that all these people with the 7 of Arrows, that's our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that deceive us. The fear of betrayal, the fear of lies, the fear of, untruths that are out there. But the Queen of Stones is like, come back to you. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurture yourself. And in a way, this talks about insecurity here. This is the insecurities of others, but realize that all these people that you're interacting with are also mirrors for you, right? So whatever you see in them is actually a mirror of how does this exist within me? And there's kind of like this gentle, you know, advice from spirit is like when we're focusing on how other people are acting and being and doing and what they're not doing, blah, 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 our energy goes into a black hole. When I focus and go, okay, so if I'm seeing this insecurity in them, ooh, three fingers pointing back at me. So Where do I have insecurities? Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you, mirror teachers that are showing me what I want to see about myself so I can release myself from these insecurities or these beliefs that don't serve me anymore, these emotions that don't serve me anymore, this energy that doesn't serve me anymore, and maybe even physical things that don't serve me anymore, right? Yeah. And I don't know if they necessarily like want everyone else to be unhappy. They just, when they're unhappy, they don't know they all because we don't see the world as it is. We just see the world as we are. So if I'm unhappy, which means I'm in fear, I'm acting out of my mind because I'm not in my mind anymore. My adult is gone, my little 2-year-old, and all it knows is I got to do whatever I have to do to feel safe and in control again. It's like when someone's panicking, drowning, they'll smack people and drag them under the water with them, or if people are in fear in like a fire in a theater, they'll run right over old ladies to get out because they're panicking. They're not in their right minds, and so their intentions aren't towards us at all. All they're doing is seeing the world through their own eyes and freaking out. And when we realize that their actions have nothing to do with us, we can stop taking it personally. And then we realize everything that they're saying and doing is about them, not about anyone else, right? Let's see the little nose, because this is the nose that's stuck in your business here. Yeah, the Three of Stones. There is a bit of jealousy here because you live your life more authentically than they do. You're more true to yourself. You don't really um, curb who you are because of other people's opinions and supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's. In fact, maybe you're a bit of a rebel, where when someone says, "Don't do that," you're like, "Oh, do that? I'll show you." But this is what a big thing is. There's also that people see you being that and they wish they could do that for themselves, but they're scared of rejection. They're scared of that. And you can be, you know, um, you live your life and people, the more the more courage and bravery you have on being who you are and going, I'm gonna be me regardless of opinion. It gives other people permission to get courageous too. So I like that. And let's see here, the mouth. You have the Ace of Stones. Ace of Pentacles, the foundation of life. So there is a new opportunity that will rise here. I feel like it's just a matter of seeing things from a different perspective, let the expectations go. The big energy, of course, that we saw here is about your power of choice. That I'm not going to focus in on, that the negativity, the naysayers, the expectations, even my own expectations of what I feel should happen between me and this other person. And it's like, I'm going to start focusing on what I love about my life, what I love about me, what I love about who I am in our situationship. I'm going to focus on what I love about the situationship. I'm going to focus on what I love about them in the situationship. I'm going to focus on what I love about them. It all grows, all that grows. And then that brings in that brightness, right? Let's see here. I feel like we want to go to the Yin Yang Insights Oracle for your fortune cookie. And actually, they want to give you one from both decks here. They're short and to the point, so they're little bite-sized cookies. Two are like have the calories of one. So look, Venus, and we're in the middle of a Venus retrograde here too. So I like that. It's about an offer, romance, love, beauty, creative arts, wealth, harmony, attraction, an offer. So I like this. This Venus retrograde energy is shaking emotions up, shaking things up too. And we went into its pre-shadow toward the end of January. So it just went retrograde, full retrograde last week. So there's a lot of movement of emotion, so be aware that it also draws up a lot of emotion in these other people and in them and in you. But I like this that they're saying there will be an offer, and that's that upgrade we talked about. You also have decisions, which is this energy, right? Which says holding back, coming towards you, indecisive and procrastinating. So there will be decisions and there's things that are holding them back. So of course they're going through their own journey and adventure, but that's theirs. We can't really, focus a lot on um, their what they're doing or not doing because you don't have any control over it. But what you do with your energy helps all that. All right. So that is what they have for you, my dear. And oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock. I'm already going to be late. I will return here. I'm going to go spend about an hour or so with my Praying Mantis members. And then I will return to finish up all the donations I did not get to yet, but I'm going to finish up all readings. And when I come back, I will put in the description box of the new stream the order in which the readings will be completed. That way you can see where you're at in line. And after I'm done, I'll also pin a comment um, in the stream listing the order. So it'll be in both places. But I like putting it in the description box to start off. So when I come back on, you guys can look at it and go, what number am I? It's like waiting at the DMV, right? Always fun. Always fun. All right. So we'll grab that one too. Faith and love there. So that'll be your free reading when we return. So thank you guys again for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love. So thank you for being part of the love tsunami. And in the meantime, if you guys want something while you're waiting for your readings, if you haven't checked out the Virgo full moon eclipse reading, we have that coming up here next week. Yay, yay, yay. And if you've already seen that one, if you haven't checked out the Zen Gate, there's a lot of Empress energy here that helps us with this Earth energy of the Virgo full moon lunar eclipse. And I have several other videos, free videos that are available. If you go to my main page at the very top, it does have the playlist listed. It says new for 2025. All right. So I shall return, everybody. And remember, as we're going through this adventure, that every second of every day of our lives, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. And remember, have fun. Because I love Spirit asking me all the time, why are you being so serious? All right. So we'll see you soon. Much love. You guys take care.